Should be a good one. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
The pleasure's always mine, my friend.
Time for our tale of the tape. First up, we have show from the United States.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. In the red corner.
So much hype surrounding this big. What a fight we expect this one to be. Both of these athletes primed and ready. Straight right. It just misses. Right hook won't score. So much pre-match drama before this showdown. Who could forget what we saw yesterday at the weigh-in? These two boxers are finally ready to get it on.
You have some fighters that are big show, big arena fighters, and they bask in this, they love this, they are born for this. You have other fighters where this would be like the rabbit in the headlights.
And at some point, the corner needs to think about stepping in here. But somehow weathered the storm.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
A real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
That hook's blocked. And he misses with that jab. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
Listen, you've switched off what you're doing. You're starting to make mistakes.
Great round. Now relax.
Listen, get your mind back on the job. Get back out there and win the round.
Good work, that's it. Now breathe. Just get back.
And there's the bell to start round two. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Couldn't land that jab. He scores with the counter. This fighter brings a barrage of punches. They won't let you breathe. It's like fighting a hornet's nest.
You fight a swarmer, you've got to protect everything. The body with the elbows, the head with the forearm. You've got to try and push them off balance because they will just stay in your face.
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven. Beautiful
counter punch. They are are not going to let this one go to the judges. The jab can't find a home. That jab misses. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Okay, now you let him back into the fight that round. That's his round.
Okay, I'm happy. I like that round. Good work. You were thinking, just stay.
You win this round. You had everything in the bag. Now you've let him back into it.
Great work. I love that. I love that. The jab's slick. Just keep him on the end of his jab. And I don't want you to load up. Don't be looking there for one shot at a time. Set him up, but you'll take him.
Look on him this round. He was close to this fight, and now you've let him.
Great round. Great round.
Let's get it started in round 3. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Good counter punching. Your footwork has to be on point when you're fighting a swarmer. If it's not, you're going to get caught in the corner and beaten up.
You are fighting a swarmer. Be smart, be sharp, concentrate, but you've got to be confident. Do not dance his dance, because that swarmer, once you do that, you're giving the man a chance that shouldn't have one.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Do you believe this? Well done with that counter shot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Catch and shoot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Get out there. Get your boxing back together. Listen, Pete.
I love that. I love that. That jab's slick. The jab's work.
Listen, you've switched off what you're doing. I need you to focus on what you're
Good work. Stay focused. Don't let him back into the fight. Great one.
What are you doing? You've switched off completely. Get your mind back on the job. That's terrible.
There's the bell for round 4. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. That left hook missed. They won't give us a second to catch our breath. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Nice counter shot. Jab misses. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Jab slightly off target. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as a fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight to get out there and get the job done.
Come on, you're switching off.
Okay, I'm happy. I like that round. Good work. You were thinking. The jab.
Get your focus back, get that jab back. Just box him.
Back into the fray here in round 5. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Beautiful counter shot. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Nice counter shot. Do you believe what we are seeing? Good counter punch. And now going for the finish. And Fists of Fire goes down. Everything looks better in slow motion. Let's take another look.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
Knockout victory. That is... Todd, did you see the shot? That's not a knockout.
It's time for the talking to stop and the fighting to start. This should be good. I'm Todd Grisham. And here with me, my broadcast colleague, it's Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was going to...
George St. George.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, a European, British, and Commonwealth super middleweight title.
The fans are ready, and the time has finally arrived. These two men have been jawing at each other for months. The talking is finally over. Now it's time to fight. The right hook is scoring. Well done with that counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. The straight right just misses. So much pre-match drama before this showdown. Who could forget what we saw yesterday at the weigh-in? These two boxers are finally ready to get it on.
You can walk into an arena and be the hero. The pressure, the expectation, the desire from the fans. You can't get away from it. Ignore them. Lock it off. I know it's hard. I can hardly hear you, Todd. You've got to ignore them. Get on with your job.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. It's like a match made in heaven.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They block that jab. Catch and shoot. They walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. There's a counter shot. That jab misses. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Rose in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round. And there's the bell to start round two. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in counter.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot.
Oh my God, Johnny! George Groves stumbling backwards. How are they still standing? Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? And he caught... Oh, George Groves finally crumbles to the canvas. They knew it when they threw it. The perfect body shot, and no one's standing up to that one. They got knocked down, but didn't stay down. Once again, showing you how much grit and courage this fighter has.
He's up, but for how long? Look at him. On the heels. Look at, there's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. He just takes one more clear shot. A clean one. Then he's out of there.
these athletes is going to be the first to go down. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Total domination with 10 seconds to go.
Let's talk about Groves in that last round.
What a huge momentum swing that's. There's the bell for round 3. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy.
Whoa, Johnny, take a look at this action. Terrence Crawford just got rocked. Looks like they've shaken it off.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
That counter punch caught him clean. That counter shot lands. Holding nothing back here in the round. Do you believe what we are seeing? Nice counter shot. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than that.
Whoa, Johnny! George Groves, he's seeing stars. We almost saw a knockout a second ago, and now they're going toe-to-toe.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What?
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. George Groves stumbling backwards. That was the moment.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left.
Talk about Groves in that last round.
That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance. Here we go to the 4th round. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Time they drop their guard, they get caught. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Punch, counter punch. Nice counter shot. That hook is parried away. And he caught George Groves big there. Keeping those gloves up, the guard high, paying dividends as it seems that moment of trouble has passed.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Nice slip to avoid the jab. A straight right just misses. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Can you believe this? Bud Crawford just got knocked down. Now that is a massive knockdown. Let's take another look.
That's lights out right there.
Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
Time for the 5th round. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
Oh, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel, because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
And he scores with the counter. They block the uppercut. Misses with the straight left. Nice counter. And he misses with that straight left. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagan and pickpocket him.
A perfect counter lands. Looking to land the hook. His stamina is off the charts. St. George is down. Imagine seeing this punch coming and not being able to do anything about it.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
Let's talk about Groves in that last round. It's not over till it's over, but that knockdown is going to be huge.
I love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath.
There's the bell to start round 6. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
And that right jab just misses. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Good counter punch. Nice counter punch right up the middle. George Groves, he's seeing stars. Thought that was the end, but here we go again. Back into the fire.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What did they do? What did they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
A perfect counter shot. Look at the hand speed and footwork between these two elite level middleweights. Counter punches have to hurt. Let's talk about Groves in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell. Here comes round 7. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing them down. The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
How about that time counter shot? He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. And he caught George Groves big there. Don't believe what we're seeing here.
Step back, compose yourself, compose the pace, then move, then step it up a little bit. Because if you're getting caught like that beginning, you get caught a lot more at the end.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Groves in that last round. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come... And we enter the 8th round. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
George Groves stumbling backwards. Looks like trouble was averted.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What did they do? What did they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Can't land that jab. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Perfectly matched.
How did they not go down?
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Happened.
They exchanged punches. He threw a punch and just got countered. A lot of effort being exerted here. Beautiful counter punch. Let's talk about Groves in that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to who... And we enter the ninth. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me, personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can...
And down goes Crawford. What a knockout headshot. Let's watch it again. And they knew it when they threw it.
I need to see that again. Got to waste time. Get step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again...
Whoa, Johnny! George Groves stumbling backwards. thought we were going to see the finish there.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
They need to turn this around halfway through.
Not the best start, but you know what? The cornermen, now it's down to them doing their job. Get through the round, regroup, right, freshen up, boom. Different tactics.
Nice counter punch. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Perfect counter shot. Every time they throw it. Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. Let's talk about Crawford in that. And there's the bell to start round 10. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They've staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Through the straight left, but it won't score. The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts. I mean, you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Misses with the straight left. And he caught George Groves big there. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Bing Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. George Groves, he's seeing stars. Let's talk about Groves in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
There's a lot on the line here.
Take the round off and win the round on the jab. Great, nice round. Good round. I like that. Good man, good man. Okay, focus, man, focus. Big deep breath. Big deep breath.
Here we go in the championship rounds, round 11. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
What were they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early night? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
A perfect counter shot. Punch, counter punch. Swing and a miss with that uppercut. And he scores with the counter. You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nice defense, avoiding the right uppercut. Incredible work rate. Beautiful counter punch. They exchange punches. perfect counter shot. And he caught George Groves big there. This round could go corner right there. He couldn't take it anymore. And down goes St. George. Wow, that seemed to be the punch he was looking for. Let's watch it again.
I've got to see that again.
You saw it here live, a knockout win. Congratulations.
A knockout victory? That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here, I've arrived. Try that again, it will happen all over again.